up, guys? So Resident Evil, the final chapter, is written and directed by Paul W.S. Anderson, and it is the last film in the Resident Evil series, starring Milla Jovovich, if that's even how to pronounce her name, something like that. And I have not seen any of the previous Resident Evil films. I've seen like trailers and clips, but that's about it. I've never seen the films. I think this is the sixth one, and it is supposedly the last one. And it's pretty much what happens in this movie is there's this sort of kind of, I wouldn't even say liquid, but it's the stuff that's in a clear like tube thing. If you smash it on the ground, then all the chemicals in this tiny little thing are gonna wipe out all the zombies, and that's this. I guess the that's the plot of the movie. That's not even really a plot. That's just like it's just like a thing that needs to be done. You know, with no character structure, no character development at all, and a really horribly written screenplay and a horribly directed movie. I'm happy I didn't see any of the other Resident Evil films, because you watch this one, and in the beginning, no spoilers if you're interested, but in the beginning there is a prologue, and it explains to you what had happened in the past. And you say, okay, this could be intriguing. It's like a 3-4 minute prologue, and you say, this is interesting, you know, I'm interested to see what happens. But immediately after the prologue ends, we cut to like this sort of Mad Max Fury Road ripoff kind of setting, where Alice, you know, Milla Jovovich's character, she's walking around, and then there's a jump scare, and she has to kill something, and then she starts walking around again, and there's another jump scare. It's a repetitive film because we get her walking around, and nonsense is really happening. Nothing nonsense is happening. Then a ridiculous action sequence is happening that you can't even really see what is going on. This might be some of the worst shaky cam I've ever seen in a film. It's the worst editing I've ever seen in a film. You can't see the action. Either you have a shot that lasts more than a second and the camera is shaking all over the place, or you have a steady shot but it's literally only there for a half a second. I'm not exaggerating. Within a blink of an eye, you could miss a cut of this film. It's ridiculous. You can't see what's happening. I thought I was going to like have a seizure or something, and I don't get seizures, but I thought this movie is going to be the thing that does it to me. At the beginning of this action sequence, you see the group, and then the action starts to happen, and it's cut, and you can't see a thing that's happening. And then it's the aftermath. After the sequence is over, you see, oh, he died, or she died, or somebody's dead, you know, and now let's move on. Not that you care about, even if someone does die in this movie, you don't care about them, because there's no character structure whatsoever. You don't care about the plot, because this movie is literally a series of bits. It's like a series. You have people talking, giving exposition, horribly directed, written, and choreographed, edited fight sequence. Some of the worst action I've ever seen in a movie. Probably is the worst. Then you have the next scene of people standing in a circle talking about what's happening. Then more ridiculous action. The movie is not acted well. It's not directed well, and it's not written well, and it's not edited well, it's not shot well, and the music in this movie, the score to this film, if that's what even you want to call it a score, all it is that's it. The whole way through, it's banging on drums. That's it. It's just like they said, okay, here's the movie, score it for us. So some guy stood behind a drum set, and he's watching, and he says, you know what I mean? It's ridiculous. It's not a score. It's just a lot of loud noises banging on stuff. It's ridiculous. And then when the film wraps up, like I said, I'm not going to give any spoilers, but when the film wraps up, it's kind of ridiculous. You know, it's just like they expect the audience to be so emotionally invested into this garbage that you've been watching, and that you care so much that they close the story in a way that sort of disservices the lead character, and in a way that reminded me so much. This is a cheaper version of how the Twilight movies ended. The Twilight Saga Breaking Dawn Part 2. When Bella and Edward are sitting in the field of flowers or whatever the hell's going on there, and she says, I want to show you something, and she pours her memories into him, and we get a nice little montage sequence. This, it was like the same thing, but it was a worse version of that. And it was a joke. Some things are very laughable in this movie. The only thing I could say that I enjoyed about the film is the first 4 minutes when we get that sort of prologue. Because like I said, I've not seen any of these movies. And going in and watching the first 4 minutes and seeing that there's a plot that they could have done so much with, that has so much potential. Literally, the next scene after that, it goes to garbage. And I said, the first action sequence is it's so sloppy and horribly edited and shot. I said, I hope to God that the rest of the movie is not like this. And it was. There is one scene in this film where she's shooting at some kind of monster-looking zombie thing, and it's coming at her. And they shoot back and forth, to her, to the thing, to her, to the thing. And it's literally 0.5 seconds, 0.5 seconds, 0.5 seconds, 0.5 seconds. You can't see what's happening. I literally had to do this and put my hand over my eyes because I was going to throw up. I didn't even see this movie in 3D. I saw it in 2D and it still had this effect on me. This movie is trash. This movie is garbage. And I'm done ranting about it. I'm going to give Resident Evil, the final chapter, half out of 5 stars. Half because I did really enjoy the first 4 minutes, and I thought that we could have had something very good, but it wasn't. The first 4 minutes was like, oh, here's a nice little thing to tease you what could this film have been, but it wasn't. It was a joke that is probably going to make money because I'm sure there has to be a fan base out there for these movies. This is what, the 6th one? They've probably been making money. I don't keep up on these Resident Evil films, but this one is called The Final Chapter, and that doesn't say anything because Saw, The Final Chapter, came out, what, 2010? And there's another one coming out this year, so it's just a title. You know, don't believe the title. So, guys, comment your thoughts in the comments. Did you see this movie? Did you see the other ones? What do you think about the series? Comment below. Also, you can subscribe to this channel, because this past Tuesday, I posted my live reactions to the Oscar nominations. It's a pretty long video, so if you're into that sort of thing, check that out. It's worth your time. Reviews coming out in the future. Let's see. We have Rings coming out. That's probably... it kept getting delayed. So here we go. Rings is coming out. Guys, you can follow me on Facebook and on Twitter. The links to those are in the description of this video. Or you could also follow me on Snapchat at RyanKing72 and on Instagram at KingArises131. Guys, that's about it. Thank you very much for watching my review for Resident Evil, The Final Chapter. Over and out.
Is that all you got? Because if it is, I'm gonna have to kill you.